This is Jessie, and you're listening to the Curious Cabinet Podcast. Today, we're diving into one of the most perplexing mysteries of modern times, the case of Peter Bergman. In June 2009, a man arrived in Sligo, Ireland, with a plan to erase his existence. He left behind no identity, no past, and a trail of questions that haunt investigators and armchair detectives to this day. Who was Peter Bergman? Why did he go to such extraordinary lengths to vanish? And how, in our hyper-connected world, did he nearly pull it off? So come with me and walk the quiet streets of Sligo together, following a man who wanted to become a ghost. It's Friday, June 12th, 2009, sometime between 2:30 and 4 p.m. A man steps off a bus at the Ulster Bus Depot in Derry, Northern Ireland. He's in his late 50s or early 60s, tall, with short gray hair, wearing glasses and a dark jacket. Maybe leather, maybe not. Then the witnesses' accounts vary. He's carrying a black shoulder bag and a small piece of carry-on luggage. Nothing about him screams for attention. He's just another traveler blending into the crowd. From Derry, he boards another bus, this one bound for Sligo, a small seaport town on Ireland's northwest coast, known for its rugged beauty and literary ties to W.B. Yeats. He arrives at Sligo's bus station at 6:28 p.m. From there, he takes a taxi to the Sligo City Hotel, a modest, centrally located spot. At the front desk, he checks in under the name Peter Bergman. He lists his address as, I'm going to butcher this, it's Anstertersen 15, 4472, Vienna, Austria. He pays for 3 nights in cash, no credit card, no ID required. The staff note his very German or Austrian accent, but he's polite, reserved, almost unremarkable. But here's where things get interesting. That address, it doesn't exist. The postal code 4472, it's not a valid code for Vienna or anywhere in Austria. The name Peter Bergman itself, well, Bergman is a common surname in German-speaking countries, like Smith or Johnson in English. It's the kind of name you'd pick if you wanted to be forgettable. Over the next few days, this man, who we'll call Peter, moves through Sligo like a shadow. He's methodical, deliberate, and, as we'll see, determined to leave no trace. Sligo in 2009 is a sleepy town of about 20,000 people. It's got a tight-knit community, a mix of old world charm and modern amenities, with CCTV cameras scattered around the town center. This isn't a place where strangers go unnoticed, yet Peter manages to drift through without raising alarms. What was he doing here? Why Sligo of all places? Over the next 3 days, June 13th to 15th, 2009, Peter Bergman is a man on a mission. Thanks to Sligo's CCTV network and witness accounts, we have a detailed timeline of his movements, pieced together by the Gardaí, Ireland's police force. Let's walk through it. On Saturday, June 13th, Peter is seen leaving the hotel multiple times. He's often carrying that black shoulder bag, but here's the odd part. He's spotted slipping away into alleyways, bus stops, and quiet corners where he disposes of items. Not casually just tossing them in trash cans, mind you, but carefully, methodically. He tears up pieces of paper, possibly documents or labels, and scatters them across different locations. One witness sees him at a post office, buying 10 stamps and airmail stickers. But no letters are ever traced. Why was he sending something, or was this another misdirection? He's also seen at the Java Cafe, sipping coffee and eating a sandwich. He's calm, unhurried, but always alone. Later, he buys a one-way ticket to Ross's Point, a nearby beach town, but there's no record of him boarding that bus. It's like he's testing the waters, laying out his options. On Sunday, June 14th, his behavior got stranger. He's caught on CCTV folding a purple plastic bag, one that will later become a key piece of evidence, and tucking it into his pocket. He visits more public places, always disposing of small items. By now, it's clear he is dismantling his identity. Clothing labels are removed, personal items discarded. His luggage, it's getting lighter and lighter, but no one knows where the contents are going. Then, on Monday, June 15th, Peter checks out of the Sligo City Hotel at 1 p.m. He's seen on CCTV walking to the bus station, carrying only that black shoulder bag. He takes the bus to Ross's Point, a scenic peninsula just 5 minutes from Sligo. This is where the trail gets chilling. At Ross's Point, Peter is seen walking along the beach, staring out at the Atlantic Ocean. Witnesses describe him as contemplative, almost serene. He's wearing a navy jacket, dark trousers, and glasses. That evening, around 11:30 p.m., a local woman and her son see him on the beach, standing near the water's edge. He doesn't acknowledge them, he's just there, alone with the waves. The next morning, June 16th, 2009, a jogger makes a grim discovery. A man's body is found on Ross's Point beach, partially submerged in the shallow turf. It's Peter Bergman, or whoever he really was. He's dead, dressed only in his underwear, socks, and a shirt. No wallet, no ID, no glasses, no jacket. The purple bag, gone. His shoulder bag, missing. The Gardaí are called to the scene, and what they find is baffling. The man's body shows no signs of violence, no struggle, no obvious trauma. The autopsy later reveals he died of drowning, but here's the kicker. The coroner finds evidence of advanced prostate cancer and heart issues, conditions that would have been painful and likely terminal. Yet there's no trace of medication, no hospital records, nothing to suggest he was seeking treatment. So, the Gardaí backtrack, pulling CCTV footage and interviewing witnesses. They confirm Peter's movements over those 3 days, but every lead hits a dead end. The address in Austria is fake. The name Peter Bergman yields no matches in missing persons databases across Ireland, Germany, Austria, or Interpol's networks. His fingerprints and DNA don't match any records. Even his clothing is a mystery. Labels cut out, brands untraceable. Investigators find 13 items he discarded, including torn up papers, but none reveal his identity. That purple plastic bag, never recovered. His luggage, vanished. The Gardaí estimate he disposed of over 20 kilograms of personal items, likely scattering them across Sligo's bins or even mailing them away with those stamps. But let's talk about the physical evidence or lack thereof. The man was meticulous. In an era of CCTV, digital footprints, and global databases, he managed to erase himself almost entirely. But there are clues. His teeth were in poor condition, suggesting that he hadn't seen a dentist in years. His accent and mannerisms pointed to German-speaking Europe, but no missing persons reports matched his description. Was he running from something, or was he simply just done with the world? So let's get into some theories. The autopsy suggests that he was gravely ill. But did Peter come to Sligo to end his life on his own terms, in a place of beauty and solitude? Ross's Point is a poetic choice, remote, windswept, tied to Yeats' poetry about transience and eternity. But maybe he wanted to leave no burden, no trace for loved ones to find. But if so, why the fake name? Why no note, no closure? I personally believe that is why he went there and why he did what he did, just to end it on his own terms. But anyway, theory 2. This one's a little bit more cinematic. Could Peter have been hiding from a criminal past, maybe even tied to espionage or organized crime? His methodical destruction of evidence feels like something out of a James Bond novel. But there's no evidence of foul play, no signs he was being pursued. Plus, Sligo's an odd choice for someone on the run. Too small, too visible. Theory number 3 would be, what if Peter was trying to start over, to shed one identity for another? Maybe he planned to disappear into a new life, but miscalculated, succumbing to his illness or the sea. The one-way bus ticket, the cash payments, it all fits. But the lack of a second identity, a passport, or any plan beyond Sligo makes this feel incomplete. This is another one that's a little haunting. What if Peter Bergman was a man who simply wanted to vanish, not from life, but from history? In 2009, privacy was already eroding. Maybe he saw Sligo as his final act of defiance, a way to reclaim control by becoming a nobody. It's kind of romantic in a tragic way, but it doesn't really explain why. The Peter Bergman case remains open. It's one of Ireland's most enduring mysteries. In 2015, a documentary, The Last Days of Peter Bergman, by Ciaran Cassidy, brought renewed attention but no breakthroughs. The Gardaí still holds his DNA and fingerprints, hoping for a match someday. Every year they review the case, but the man who called himself Peter Bergman remains a ghost. What strikes me is how deliberate he was. This wasn't a spur-of-the-moment act. He chose Sligo, planned his movements, and erased his tracks. Yet he couldn't erase everything. His face is on CCTV. His story is in our minds, and maybe that's the paradox. He wanted to vanish, but left a mystery that won't let him go. Could new technology crack this case? Facial recognition has come a long way since 2009. Maybe someone listening knows something, a relative, a story from Austria or Germany, maybe. If you do, contact the Sligo Garda station. But as we leave the shores of Ross's Point, I'm left with an image, a man standing alone, watching the waves, knowing his story ends there. Peter Bergman, whoever you were, you've given us a puzzle that's as human as it is enigmatic. If you're as captivated by this case as I am, leave a comment below. Let me know what theory you think is true. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, find me on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. Thanks for joining me for today's podcast. Until next week, guys.